And also that's the other thing too, is like, as a founder or a director, like you don't always have to be responsible for the processes, right? Like sometimes I'll sign our team. I'm like, hey, this is what I want you to learn and figure out, and maybe I'll point them to the right resource. But I want you to create the process, right? And so when I realized that I didn't have to create all the SOPs, that everybody in the business has some responsibility to create and iterate processes, that was pretty eye opening as well. And sometimes their processes are going to be better than mine because everybody has insights and perspectives. Um, Luckily, most of our team members are what I would consider fairly entrepreneurial, and it's kind of part of our DNA. Like like I think to fit in with Enleaf, you have to have some kind of like entrepreneurial spark. You don't have to necessarily run a business, but you have to be curious. You have to be willing to learn, which I think is should be a prerequisite for digital marketing in general, right? Because things change so fast. So if you're not willing to learn, maybe not the industry for you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like what I mentioned earlier, like it's kind of a joke, but not really. Like I now refer to our writing team as kind of what I joke is I say, hey, we don't have writers, we have prompt engineers and editors, right? Um, so there are still times and occasions in clients where we will write stuff from scratch, but that's becoming it's becoming more and more less of an experience where a client doesn't have some level of AI in their content. Maybe it's just the ideation or the outline, but ideally, like in order to keep up with everything, we almost have to be using AI. And I think we were pretty early in our adoption. There were a lot of people that were really, really reluctant and kind of scared, like, what is Google going to do? We jumped like head first, right? I would say a couple months before, yeah, everyone was like, okay, it's okay now to use AI content. I'm just like, I just have a feeling that this is not going away. So let's just pull the Band-Aid off now and worry about the ramifications later, right? We still get questions, but again, these are becoming less and less. But in the early days, people are like, oh, I heard that you can't use AI content or it's bad. So now we have clients who are like, yeah, we understand that like we have to be using AI content, but what about this or what about that? And we're pretty good at explaining, um, you know, uh, where the boundaries lie, right?